What is up, guys? My name is Brandon and this is DIY Vlogger. In this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a DIY spinning motorized marshmallow roaster. Let's get started. Alright, so this is the motor that I'm using. I'm going to see if I can find one similar to this in the description below. I'll see if I can link one there, but I got this one just from a cheap RC helicopter, so I'll either link the helicopter or a motor that's like this. So with this motor, what we're going to do is take this 3D print that I made, and we're going to feed the wires through this hole right here. So as you can see, there's a tiny little hole right there. See if I can get it to focus. Yeah, there's a hole right there that you can feed the wires through. Although actually I might need to unclog it there. Alright, so I'm just going to do one wire at a time. And I just stick it in there. So now that these wires are in here, the motor will sit in there. It's not super snug, but I can just put some hot glue in there just to hold it in place, or something else. But once we have the motor in there, we can take this, which is basically a voltage regulator for the motor, and what it does is you plug in the motor to this connector here, and then you screw it down to hold the wire in place. And then you plug in a DC power source into here and screw those down to hold it in place. And then what you can do is when you turn on the battery or whatever you're using to power it, you can use this dial to change the voltage, which will ultimately change how fast the motor moves. So that's what I'm going to use for this project. So that way you can determine how fast you want the marshmallow to spin. So I'm just going to find on the circuit board, it says which side is minus and which is plus. So plus is left, minus is right. So the black wire in this case is the negative. So I'm just going to put that in here. And then grab my screwdriver, screw that down. And now I'm actually going to set this on the ground here, just so it's a little easier to screw in. Now I'm just going to put the other wire in the other thing, and screw that down. Now the wires are tight in their place, and next this is the battery that I'm using. It's a massive battery pack, but it's really too big for this, but this is the only battery that I had that would work for this project. And basically I just took this DC to USB cord and I cut off the USB end and stripped the wires, and then you just get a negative and a positive. And so what I'm going to do now is flip this around and put these wires in to the motor driver, or the voltage regulator, I mean. So first make sure you're putting them in the right spot. The negative goes in the left, positive in the right. Stick them both in, screw it down. And now I've made my motor holder, I guess is what you would call it, to allow this to go in here. Hopefully it fits. Looks like it does. It's not quite perfect, but it'll do. Okay, so now that everything is set up, I'm just going to put it into the PVC pipe again and test it out. Alright, so I'm going to plug in the battery now. Turn it on. And now we should be able to use this dial to change the speed of the motor. And as you can see, the dial does change the speed of the motor. Okay, so now that everything is working, I'm going to super glue everything in place. So first I'm going to take this out and put in some super glue, or hot glue I mean. Not too much, but enough to keep it in place. That should be fine. And now I'm going to put it back in. And now it should stay in place. And now I'm also going to super glue the motor into place. Doesn't look pretty, but it'll work. Try to make it straight. Alright. I have this hanger here, and I'm going to use this as a little stick, basically, is what you would think of it as, for the Marshmallow Roaster. So I'm just going to unravel this, and we'll glue it on to the end. Alright, there we go. I'm also going to add some electrical tape to it, just to add some more structure to it so it stays in place. Alright guys, so there it is, the finished product. It's a little droopy, but it's okay, it'll work. So now let's go test it really quick, and once we test it and make sure it works, we will roast some marshmallows. Alright. Turning on the battery, dialing the motor. Guys, well, I actually overheated my motor because this piece of metal is too strong for it to twist, and it actually melted the hot glue. So you can make a marshmallow roaster, but the motor I used was too small and it wasn't powerful enough. Alright guys, well, my contraption didn't work, sadly, because my motor, it wasn't big enough, it didn't have enough power to spin this big heavy metal rod around, but in theory this would work. You just need a bigger motor. Sadly, I don't have enough time to get another motor and, you know, redo the print and stuff like that, so I'm going to end the video here, but I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you guys do want to make something like this, you really just have to get a bigger motor, a more powerful motor, and that's really it. Just do everything else that I did, and then you can make one for yourself. But that's it for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope you come back for more. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Friday, and if you enjoyed this video, definitely leave a like. That's all for today, guys. Peace out.